Yeah, sitting over here under a tree eating lunch over here at the park across the street from Pearl Harbor. Well, not across the street, but on the other side of the harbor. And thinking to myself how do I want to say this? How hilariously infuriating it is for, because, it's right over there, actually a little bit over there on the other side, where the Arizona's underneath. And Dory Miller taking the machine gun that day and blowing a couple drafts out the air. And even though he was a cook, because of course as black men, you know what I'm saying, they had to do other bullshit until, just like in the Civil War, it was realized we're losing this motherfucker. Let's get these black dudes some guns and planes. And the Revolutionary War, by the way, yeah. How many motherfuckers actually think that we're supposed to still be telling motherfuckers thank you, or ever were supposed to say thank you? Like, literally at no point have black people ever had the responsibility to say thank you to America at any point. Right? Nothing for us. Right? No land taken from other people to be given to us, Palestine, but like Israel or whatever. That whole thing. Almost 400 treaties broken with the Native Americans, to the point that in South Dakota, one of their worship mountains was turned into 4 white men's heads. But I still see people sitting up talking about patriotism and shit when they ain't sacrificed nothing. I look at, my brother Hank, Tim, my nephew Lil Hank, my boy Zuberi, my boy Larry McLemore, all my uncles that have all served this country, right? And I live here. So it's in the same way that I destroy any debates about black and white relations, because there's literally nothing you can tell me, since that's pretty much how I grew up, right? And there's no nuances or little subtle disrespects or anything that can ever get by me, because I'm right there. Like, I'm there from zero. I'm literally an infiltrator. Like, literally, I was an infiltrator into white culture. And have still white friends that I consider family, that I love deeply. But I just find it ironic how many people think, or I'll see people walking around saying the actually racist trope. Anytime you hear somebody right ring scream patriotism, trust me, they mean white people. Okay? Anytime you hear that. Patriotism means white people in the same way suburban does. Okay? In the same way rural does. In the same way urban means black, right? Or people of color. But let's be honest, there's only black and white in this world. Everybody else is just bystanders watching our games. So that's what it literally means. But I just find it ironic how many people sit up here and think that when we talk about a Breonna Taylor, or, Ahmaud, or, the countless others, George Floyd, the countless other murders that we have to endure publicly, that one of the stupid comebacks always somehow seems to be either love it or leave it, okay, or where's our thanks? I mean, like, basically that won't be what's said, but there will be that like inclination of like, where's our thanks? And I guess the thanks is always supposed to be, we're supposed to either grab our balls and booty hole and hand and hold them and look at you like that. You're like, here it is, motherfucker. Like, are you stupid? Like, seriously, are you stupid? From Christmas Addicts to Dory Miller to all the way through to everything, the Look, the Buffalo Soldiers, to the Harlem Hellcats, to everything, Red Tails, whatever it is, everything we've done. Not to mention at least $15 trillion of economic growth created in this country and an entire industrial revolution on our backs. And if you even try to say, hey, you think maybe you could, I don't know, since you just came up with like, I don't know, $6 trillion out of your ass in the last 5 months, so which pretty much completely destroyed the no reparations argument, and that we don't have the money. Tell you what, how about take $10 billion and just upgrade all public schools so that underprivileged children, historically underprivileged public schools, right? So that those children, in a time of a global pandemic, who I don't think a lot of people understand, a lot of kids don't have computers at home. So one, not only is it tough to be able to get an education online if you're 25 and you have to sit down at the computer or choose to look at your phone while you're trying to do homework, but not to mention when you're 10 or 11 or 8 or 7, right? And you have to focus at that time, but now I don't actually have a computer because sometimes we don't have electric. Matter of fact, at the end of this month, all those $600 unemployment bonuses, they come to an end. Yeah. And I'll tell you something better than that. The whole thing about trying to keep people from renters being evicted, and I understand most people, oh, white people own homes, the rest of you all are just renters. Yeah, no, dumb shit. Most people are renters, right? And so what happens is everybody now is tasting, and not even yet. Oh, you'd have tasted the life that everybody else has to live if it wouldn't have been for that stimulus package, which is the one thing I will give Trump, because I can't believe he did it, even though they still stole $500 billion and gave like millions of dollars to fucking Kanye's dumbass and fucking Betsy DeVos with 10 yachts. They get the hell out of here. But of course, we all knew they were going to steal the money. But I guess the point is that what gets me is that if it wouldn't have been for that, oh, y'all would have tasted it now, right? And so I just think pretty much that what we've known, the great thing about being old is I remember September 10th, 2001. Like, I remember it. I remember it like yesterday, right? It's working, actually. Working selling newspapers for Barron's Financial Weekly out of New York. Made one of the first calls that morning. We didn't even know that the plane had crashed. The plane flying in and landing over there in Inouye. We didn't even know that it had happened by the time work started. And so I know what life was, and the freedom of what life was, and the regularity of what life was, to be able to just walk into an airport and be able to buy an airplane ticket. I know what it was, right? And I know what it became never again. And that's what's about to happen now. I don't think y'all understand that Trump has his own armed forces. I'm not talking about the Army and the Navy. I mean, like, some armed forces. And I know this is stuff where, like, a sniper can knock me off or some shit for me telling this truth. But I'm going to tell this truth, right? Right? And the people who have chosen to follow the guy who told them and their children to drink Formula 409 and still support him? Right? And it doesn't allow Dr. Fauci to speak? Right? And then now it's decided that the CDC can no longer tell how many hospitalizations and or deaths there are. It has to go through his administration, the stole $500 billion Steve Mnuchin administration. Right? To all my friends that try to debate with these people, they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. I wrote this up on Facebook. I'm saying it out loud now. Once you have to tell a 30-year-old don't drink a gallon of gasoline, Ain't nothing you can do for them. Thing in the world. Thing in the world you can do for nobody that you gotta tell, don't go suck on the tailpipe of a car while it's running. There's not a damn thing you can do. They're gone. They're dumb in a box of fucking rocks. Just are. And that's their choice. Right? Now, the great thing about faith is you believe that in the end, the Almighty will choose your version and you. But what you have to respect and understand for those who suck on gas on tailpipes and drink gallons of gasoline and Formula 409 instructed to them by their actual Jesus is that they believe that at the end their side will be chosen also. So to waste air, any air, trying to convince someone who will drink the gasoline and send their children with no face mask on anywhere, will take their grandparents and or elderly parents out to Red Lobster or where the fuck ever, Outback Steakhouse, where the fuck ever, that have had medical issues and not care? To waste time debating that person does not make them asinine. It makes you asinine. It makes you asinine, not them. Sometimes in this life, the hardest thing to grasp is you just put your hand to God and say He'll take care of it. Whether it's your children, whatever the hell it is. Just telling you. You can waste time banging your head against the wall and getting frustrated and trying to convince somebody. You ain't convincing nobody over 30 years old a damn thing. Once they've made the Faustian bargain, crossed the Rubicon, like it says in the Bible, and I'm not even religious, I don't even believe in religion, but there's good stories. Like it says, once the demon jumps into the pig and the demon jumps over the motherfucking cliff, the other pigs are going over the cliff too. All the pigs are going over the cliff, splattering on the rocks below. Because that's what pigs do.